Hello, fans all over US. Fans where they deal with social media review. We tell God thank you today. Now that beautiful day, we don't come back today. But first, let tell now the chief host when Fadima Savi get a major function today than a convent. They get over 100 years anniversary today. The trouble. So by God power, when he get chance, he will join we by God in own power. But for now, he actually busy with the comment school. And then we legal correspondent that Mr. Shilon. He said get some family issues them we they attend to, so you know we able to deal with three again now today. But one thing about viewers now, a very flexible place. You know that they train people there for be able for adopt very quickly. So today na me go day, you know that the chair a Fadima camp of Rosary, you will pick them up from there. We will continue. I want to God thank you for this day in the casino. Another very blessed day. This will not come. Today, what we will do, we will talk about President Bio, his speech, but actually we'll call a reality check. But before that, we one way they follow we, but because of impairment, they're not go able actually your pick up. We not go follow with the numbers. And for example, toll free number will be 1866 944 7722. That now we toll free number. Then we get we UK number also with +44. We go be 203 239 9581. Now we UK number down there. Then of course we get it down below that we friends within Australia with a plus 6128 280 64352. Anyway, when I was saying that the skinny and I was there. Then of course we get the WhatsApp way again at plus 343 So we go ask now for join at the point in time we go open the line. Today we can't talk about President Bio, the speech where he just given at Parliament. But what I'll do before I run I will ask them the technical team, let them just give a synopsis, a brief how they call them, let them give an introduction of that. So in between, as I will talk, once I will tell them let them put certain thing in it so go hear. So technical team now just play small thing I know hear how in fact the reception, how they receive and then all thing.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Vice President, Honorable Chief Justice, and First Lady, Honorable Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, honorable members of Parliament, especially Umbrella. The mayor of our municipality, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, development partners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. For this 60th anniversary of our nation's independence, I propose that we redesign the pathway of our endeavor to build a Sierra Leone that works for us all. Citizens should understand their rights, rules, and responsibilities. Why it is important to abide by rules and laws. What equality and leadership means, what public accountability entails, why respect for diversity and national cohesion matters, and what it means to care for the environment. These are essential elements of a disciplined, inclusive, peaceful, progressive, and resilient society. So today I start with human capital development.
Points the way the president talk about. He talk about discipline, rule of law, and all that in the. What you want, I want today, like I said, they turn this here to what you call reality check. If we talk about inclusiveness, we talk about discipline, we talk about rule of law, the responsibility of the citizen. The question we want to ask, then here when the president talk about with the CM, now the big question that we need for ask yourself, if we the CM, we they see discipline in the country, we they see the rule of law and respect for human rights, and inclusiveness and all that here, we they see them? Well, it all depends on if you there na the spectrum of Usai, na the palm tree day, obviously you dey give the president kudos. You say, oh yes, everything when the president talk na facts, in fact, we dey see am. If on the other side again, you dey na the fringes, you dey outside the realms of government, they dey in any opposition party way you dey, whether na NGCO, C4CO, APCO, any party way dey, obviously you go say not for agree with the president. You will get your opinion. You see, this na the danger, this na the collective tragedy, this will not be for SALONE. We know they look at things from a nationalistic point of view. We know they look at from that point of view. They always look at partisan, lenses. For example, all the other way they clap, so we clap. I can almost say with any degree of certitude, say that the government people, that the party in power, that the SLP people, that they don't want to be the clap yonder. For every pronouncement of the president, every syllable, waiting to happen at people them. So this is how they play politics. So after 60 years of independence, we want to ask ourselves, whose side we don't go? Where are we? Whose side we sit up? How they look at things? How they see ourselves? We don't make any progress. Then the fundamental question we will ask ourselves, we better off and what will be there with them, people then guide them from waiting, we better off with them, or now we better off now. Again, like I said, this now the way for answer that question, again for come by age. The age, it all depends on when you be not born. Wait till you see. If you now somebody who be not born before independence, you don't born, they don't take to now. You go able to make comparative analysis. You go able to talk about the fact, say, well, though, yes, we not be a fledgling independent society, but there are a lot of things that we will be enjoying at society. We will enjoy, the rule of law. We see, politics was escalated. We institutions them they function. We can even talk about schools then. We will get good schools and good teachers. We go even and say, you know what? They tell we they go school. Well, they didn't tell me. We not be get 2 shifts in at school. Now 1 shift we get. Do clean, we go to school in the morning, we come back home in the evening. We may get means for the go school, because I can tell for sure, a lot of schools that we get bus system, especially in Africa, where they can go school. Let's see. So I'm not trained. If I'm in the right train, at primary school level, model school, with the right train, we're going to Kisidokia, then they can go. So you just see, Methodist Boys High School, they get a train, Girls High School get bus, and grammar school. I mean, just all about all the rest we getting to things are, okay, relatively. And the one that will not get school buses there, more even the public transportations, they were affordable. And we not be get a situation where a bus take you come out na up gone, You just go put you down a clock tower. No. You know the small police. No. If you take in a up gun, if you they go all the way St. John, you okay go na St. John because na dey. If taxi take you come on a Black Road, you they go all the way na Brookfields, you okay, you go there. After enough no dey. Where we will they come up, where will they come up? Because in the reality check with the pan now, almost every house get pump them. To the extent we even get street pumps then. The good side we go now for be this so we get street pumps in like that. Down street by Aga Street, you get pumped in that right there. They get pumped at Service Square, they get pumped there. So the one they will not be get pumped at the house, then just they go few years and get water, the pumps and be available of all the tell you take in terms of where you don't school, jobs. Jobs are available for people then. You take even a way you sit common entrance. Then telling the old the trouble. I don't know if the white people them is still they influence be they. When you pass exam, must say you sit for grammar school, you sit for St. Edward's, you sit for Albert Academy, you sit for Prince of Wales School. When you pass, you they go now you result the care you go there and you result. Those are the times we get like when the president they talk about quality education. Those are the times. So na ya will come again say, well, not give the president reality check na ya. Can we compare yesterday level of education, the quality of education to get now? So yeah, again, I think we get for put a big question mark on the reality check. Now, I make today we probably decide to call this a reality check. As to in fact, yesterday and today. We also, in terms of even governance, we been get inclusiveness. Like what we hear the president talk about inclusive. I mean, anything. I can use an example, historical examples. Then, let's go back to the cabinet. We start under Minister Magai. You get people like Mahmoud Ahmed, people like YDCC. You get people like HEB John Nelson Williams, G. Dixon Thomas, MS Mustafa, Kande Bure, Arjo King. You get Taplin Bangobe. You get MS, you get diverse. So the very diversification when the president the corporate, we want a diverse society, we want an inclusive society, we want a face of the society. We saw that. If we juxtapose that argument with today, are we seeing that in governance? It all depends again outside it. The oppositions are claiming that once you don't belong to the palm tree or you not come out the southeast, your chances of holding a job is very difficult, and that the administration don't read itself of people that way not belong to that region they or not support that party they. So again, this is where the balance is coming. Again, like we say, we look at from a different angle. So in other words, though, whether I talk now, strongly believe say we leaders enough for the talk about nationalism. At all, they shouldn't. When you take a look at how things are, every day when you look at the country, violence, lawlessness, they see anything we will give you a reason for belief say this na the Salonis we are born, that the Salonis what they look for, that the Salonis way I believe say I will play a meaningful role towards the task of nation building. Corruption, like we talk about where we the president talk about, I get for fake corruption. I know they say immediately after independence, stay calm, will not be get corruption. But I must tell people that it was actually minimal. Here is the reason why corruption is minimal. However, we get people that where they get into service, where they go there not to for enrich themselves, then they go there service for the nation. So then go there with the integrity intact. They go there with the integrity intact. They want to make sure say nothing the way they will do, where will tend for erode, waiting define them. I will recall a time where George Smith, 1967, where he set up the Commission of Inquiry. Specifically, he set 4 commissions of inquiry. One man away, then I be the deputy general manager and railway. I still recall that money, and I know say people then will be there of their age, then 60, they come, then will recall the man when they call Mr. Terry. Mr. Terry was supposed to appear before the Foster Commission of Inquiry. Saturday, Elvis and Sunday go church, Nanette, the man commits suicide. All because the man officer ain't able for withstand public embarrassment and other things. But these days, it don't mean anything. You don't see people them. Openly, they are awash in corruption. People and then they glorify them. People and then when they make gods out of them openly. So concept like morality, integrity, truth, straightforwardness, service, all that will be cast aside. What you don't see that expediency, psychophancy, self-aggrandizement, get rich and make quick any scheme. You take somebody now, you put her, you get a job now. The only thing where he remember now how he will maneuver very quickly, you'll see a man before he get to the job here, you actually see the person that drag him in the drag. In the drag. No, take an example for them we brother and sister, they would open our turkey and the man in the drag. Give 6 months to 1 year, now palace is the good bill. Then you look the man in salary not even commensurate with waiting in the do. I don't go and call this with when in name now all be in there. It work for the district government. And we all be the hang out, the talk politics. We talk about good governance. That man, he get chance for go home. The thing they will read about that man, the thing they will say, how can you do something like this? That we all been there. We all they talk about governance. But you lucky enough, you don't go. Now you don't get opportunity for make a big difference to what you don't do. So all of these things there. So like I say, now reality check with the party. So with that explanation, we then ask what thing the president they talk about cohesiveness, people them, citizens them knowing what they get for do, their responsibilities them, whether in fact, wait to the so it match what the president say. Make it tell you with almost any degree of certainty. No, it's not, because we've seen it every day. We listening to reports with the year. Look, even the president inside your office, we heard of this reports a week where one with brother Mr. Bar come up with that Africanist place. We see the things that we see the reckless abandon with which the finances of the country are being depleted. Nobody's being held accountable. We all be here at one time where the man where they not make chief minister now talks to the president for spend any kind of money, for report to nobody, accountable to nobody. So if we take that in a thing where the minister of finance, then you can use Safabi say, then you look in the face of reality, then we ask again, well, with what the president he talk now, transparency, accountability, and other thing, and then he hold fast. We will say no, hold firm now, because the pronouncements and the actions are two different things. Yes, it is good for talk about all that here. I can even give one quick example of who I will give you impeach the integrity of the president in claims. Una we also they listen when they take notes and when they carefully they follow the president. We recall the president he talks say that job of chancellor at the university. If I in within a year's time, they give up that job, they want the job then saying they, but we will ask president, since you make that pronouncement, say they give up the position of chancellor for the University of Saudi, you don't get, I mean, remember that again, let alone give them up. So these politicians, the people them, they're very good at hearing. By the way, we phone lines are open now because this now what to me they do now today now a dialogue, that discussion with the whole night today. So even as I proceed, Me lines open now. You guys can call in and weigh in to that comment. At every given time, we'll take about like 3 comments, so with 3 minutes each. Hold on, then you move to the next aspect. Because like I said, the whole of this program today, it will be spent on, with a review President Bio in 3 years in office, as to the things where he go tell the citizens in the parliament. They will look back. For example, we talk about the bridge, the Lunge Bridge. But now another equation, we see they don't put say, we see another caveat where they don't add it. So no again, if when year 4 come again, it go try for okay now the figure this how they put to the Lunge Bridge and all of that here. So like I say, we line open. Why should they wait for calls them? At the ask the technical team, we let them continue again and see if anything the way a talk will pick up, and then we can go to reality check. Back to you guys in the studio. But in the meantime, there are calls. I will advise you to follow and stop what I do. Love take the calls then because this is an inclusive discussion today. So back to you guys.
Without inclusive and sustainable development, there can be no sustainable future for Sierra Leone. We cannot forever be blinded by cosmetic and short-term infrastructure and other tokens. We must create a society where every child is nurtured, nourished, protected, and equipped with the knowledge and skills required to realize his or her full potential. That is definitely beyond ethnicity. That is beyond party politics. After 60 years of independence, there can be no better tribute to our nation's founding fathers than a determination to operationalize meaningful human capital development in this country. Human capital development is not a slogan. It is inclusive. It is the key to achieving sustainable development with our own human resources, using homegrown solutions, empowering our local communities, enabling innovation, creativity, technology to bridge the development gap. COVID-19 and healthcare. Let me from the outset express our nation's gratitude to our healthcare workers, security personnel, public and private sector workers, civil society and community members, development partners, and everyone who has contributed to making us a low-risk country. We have achieved this as a result of proactive engagement, rigorous planning, central coordination, and thoughtful action that have been informed by data and expert advice. We have leveraged home-built technology solutions. We have also prioritized protecting lives and livelihoods and supported the most vulnerable of our citizens throughout our COVID-19 response. As we transition into vaccination stage, my government will take action to maintain healthcare financing at sustainable levels, continue to reduce maternal and 1 to 5 mortality rates, recruit and train more healthcare staff, invest in quality mental care, healthcare, improve patient referral, transportation, blood services, upgrade medical and diagnostic equipment, and upgrade healthcare infrastructure. My government will work with partners to provide more.
The people like I've been telling, I say the chief host for the program he been very busy today, and he even busy now, but because of his commitment and dedication and love and in patriotism, it is share in time between convent and then over 100-year celebration today and coming back. So instead they come give you perspective about this thing here, so about the reality check, about the president. So Fadima, back to you and see what you will help with Nayado.
Yes, yes, yes. Good afternoon, me people. Them again. Like we'll say every week now, they come with this social media review, and we did today. First of all, when I see me in my pink and blue and white and pink and blue, I'm representing St. Joseph Secondary School, St. Joseph Convent. And I been begin with there, go to the secondary school. Today now 155 years. We they do virtual Thanksgiving, we're raising fund because one of the things and then a citizenship, what in the citizen they do for the country, and we don't realize that school day naingi bokupa with the foundation for let we reach usa we able reach with when it comes to the secondary school education. So therefore the All Girls Association all over the world don't decide say they want for put up another building, a four-story building inside the school na Brookfield, so they will move the shift back to a second shift and to one shift because now not two shift and we know say two shift the beginning they learn nothing, we don't get quality teacher them, we don't hear President Bio in teen parliament. So today we there virtual right now, they go in and out, but it is with the raise money. So when I go on, I think VOS don't put on a page, there's a link, you go there, St. Joseph Secondary School, we get link where we raise money and try for help for the building for build another school, and other people there, other companies in Africa, they're already agree for donate. So to Sierra Leoneans, let we do we partly we do share. We don't agree with president get this big ambition for Sierra Leone, get this big vote. And the question is, it is attainable. And what it tell we if all the don't talk say it do not true. Because I know say one of the things that way it make big on was the light. Light not thing where they bring the world together. Light not thing where they industrialized nation. Light, you get forget light for the internet. You get for able affordable internet for the cities in their own pockets. How then thing and for ladies compete with the rest of the world for let them able to sell them business the way they you can see down in Africa, you then America inside 1 minute straight it don't happen. But because of all them it go bad. I think I don't freeze again. Me internet's there, but we got it between two stuff. So we have to listen to the president. Sometimes these people take we for fools. Sometimes these that we appoint things say we don't get sense now we aid. We just listen to them and clap for them and dance for them. Once now you party, once now you party, you they go for go do what in a concept. But that's not right. That's not right to the people. That's not right to progress. But this president, like we say, get big ambition. He talk of light. He say light there, but this now they talk about quality, mental health. And they talk about hospital and this and that. And one of the things that we've been come say it sets the commission of inquiry for. He say he go get our money. The money the way they get it from the commissions of inquiry, the one that don't thief government money, then they go take that money there for build a masterpiece hospital when a diagnostic center. Well, people are not going for go na Ghana because tell you they pay transport go na Ghana na boku money. But 3 years into this commission of inquiry that we expect today the results them will not the area or the area people in the pay. And one of the time them I say they don't get a $4,000. $4,000 is not going to build a diagnostic center. All the other thing they wait and say, what they call it's just promises. We'll get for begin puts the foot, puts the boots na the leather. President Bio they talk of government workers where go they work and produce. But when President Bio started, I was so excited because he come into that office. I got a military background. I got discipline in me. It's not like you're going to rule like you're military. It's a democratic, but the discipline that has been instilled in you to go there, say, because we know, say, we get a lot of ghost workers. We know, say, we get a lot of people that want to go on time at school. We know what's in them. So now, what are we doing? What's he going to do? The president, they give with promises that are not attainable. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in his time. He go maybe get I say I don't get a 4 million. Somebody else don't say it go match that money there. But since today we're not seeing nothing yet. We have promises. They want stuff. They want things to do, you know. They want all that stuff. But then the question is, are we going to be able to attain it? No, we're not going to be able to. So you got to be realistic with your people. You got to come out to your people. You know, I've been promising at this. That's what make integrity and honor. Because politicians, they lie to us all the time. Then he come out and say, you know what? I'm not able to reach this, but not this we don't do. But don't go make the people, and then we have people there that are, to me, deliberately deceiving with people them, and they keep clapping. And then once they clap, the one that where they under, the subordinates are clapping too. Because once you're in a party, you have sworn into this allegiance that even a lie safe with a clap. President Bio get ambition for build bridge. It is fine because infrastructure they connects the world. We connect Lunge to Freetown. We want connector. But then we not get forget. If we say with 2 billion, now we come with 1 point something billion. Who in the world is going to put 1 point something billion? Okay, they say that people and they can't put their money. Let me just for a second say people are going to put their money. After they don't get the money back, so 10-50 years, and I go take forget that money because $1 billion and book money in SALONE. And we not a country where they produce, we not get and maybe the future holds good things. But for right now, is that really important? Is that really what we want, what we need? You know, we get for fix water problem first, fix electric problem first. How much money will generate na that bridge back and forth? Me say buy 2 new ferry them. Not to them broko where people they don't use for buy where they take government contract money, they go put here. Buy 2 good ferry them, put under the water, let them the maintenance and get engineer the way the maintenance and because Mr. Daddy was a marine engineer. And one of the things that when he worked for Port Authority, he used to do those things. Now then they fix them, get people that will qualify when not they do. You know, excuse me. Because maintenance is very important for sustain. We got 1 mile bridge, we got half-mile bridge. We not even able to maintain them from where the master they left we. Now so the left, let alone something where they not water we get for erode, we get for do this. Are we gonna be able to maintain that bridge right now? You know, is it sustainable? No, we can't realistic. Yes, you might have all this ambition, but let's be real and let we deal with the excuse me. And then we deal with the small issue then first. The lights, because I say again, we want to take big leaps, but we're not covering the whole. And if we don't cover the whole, guess what's going to happen? We're going to fall right back into that hole. So let pass on to you, Professor, because
Yeah, thank you very much for
it is
that for
very,
that
very
reality check.
important. We leaders lie to us all the time. Politicians lie to us. Then tell what you are, but then no say they're not. Come say, you know what? I have failed you. I did not do it, but I did this and this, and we work on this and this and this. But don't come say it has already manifested. We're not manifested. Talk of light. Light's there, yes, but light not there. Now the same thing that they Allah when APC come out, then they get sheep. We don't need that sheep there, therefore don't fix all thing. Get them company the way one can invest, let them bring them thing, then they come, make them fix them. We don't forget what's our problem. How many rivers do we have in Sierra Leone? How many rivers we get where they run in Sierra Leone? Then also the Atlantic Ocean is there. There are countries that don't have water. They use that salt water, they then process and let we bring them thing, then they come first. Where they make the ant to much for people them, how then they waiting and call the country. You know, they get that road for Gona Lunge, airports then have some side and they will say they now 1 hour you they drive. If they extend the bridge, if they make the bridge fine, then lessen the accident, then put solar lights then at the area, then they way people and they drive now because the plane then are nets then they come. Most of the flights come late. So for let people able to drive safely, let we do that there first. Because $40 idea of for go pay a ferry every for them boats there. $40 go $40 can $80 then. You know almost think they go do with that $80, they will go feed people them. So it's not realistic. And we keep hearing lies from these people and then feel say we're stupid. We're not stupid. At all, we're not stupid. I pass them back to you, sir. We're not stupid. Let them left.
Yeah,
We're not stupid.
talking of that. Yeah, talking about that. You're like the program actually in a reality check. And the president, he used a lot of promises He give a lot of promises. This is 3 years now. So 3 years, we serve as citizens now. We look into your own records now for see if they, because in America, so you know, if you a president, you go campaign, so you tell people and say that this, okay, the people that they keep them somewhere. One time we they say, oh, guess what? President so be so. I'm sure say go call big Bush. Your Bush in that he been promising to say, read
Yes.
my lips, no new
No
taxes.
new taxes. Yes.
Then he had
I remember
taxes.
that
That
year
was
they
enough
did
for them
my then
and
he
say the
raised
man not get
tax.
credibility. Yeah,
Yes.
they remove him
He
from
was a
power. You know.
one-time president. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
one-time president.
Because
Because of that, read
so
my lips, no new taxes. You keep lying to the
yeah.
people. People are expecting, but they're not getting in
Mm-hmm.
return. And these people are collecting salaries, but they're not performing. And some of these
Exactly.
people are so underperforming. They need for gold, they need for fire
Oh, are
them
you
because they're
kidding?
not
Hold up.
performing. It is
Mm-hmm.
not easy. The country has been lacking for the longest time. We know that. But come
Mm-hmm.
small, small. Tell we small, small. Not go give it giant leap and giant hope. Where you know say you definitely not say. I like you go bigger, bigger say you definitely not say not for be so. You know, we
Exactly.
keep going to donors. We keep going to what's in the problem again. You know, with we in Sierra Leone, we are not together. We are not loving. We are not. We don't want to let nobody else get the praise but us. If you're not in a team, you're not outsider. You cannot come in for saying I me help solve this problem. Because in ourselves, so we say inside we own family them. I to somebody today. He said inside we own family them. With the fact we said brother and sister the facts themselves. For property there where the mama, papa don't left, uncle don't left, we're not to them walk up. Then the facts themselves. So there's no love. Inside party, then the facts themselves, we will get for talk about the APC, SLPP facts where they dip and facts. The SAPC they own especially. Then they pan facts themselves because everybody want all power and want all power forever. No, we have to share it, we have to pass it. If you run out of ideas or you're not competent for the job, give space to somebody else. Let them can do the work of the people. It is about the people, it's not about us. They say we get phone call, they'll take the people them. But I will come back to una because I go back again at convention. So many people I don't tell una, una go donate, please. If una don't know how for donate, una reach out to me in our Facebook. I will send the link to una. Please, una do that. Let we give, let we give, let we give. Let we help make the change we want for see. Like I say, some people not able. They're not able for do what they do, but other people that can take the lead, you can play a supporting role. So God bless we all. I pass them back to you, Professor.
Caller, good evening. What's the call from the viewers and social media review? What's your name and what's the call for? What's your contribution?
Hello, Mr. Kubo. This is Umar we call from Switzerland.
Welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. Me don't watch I watch the program, then I don't listen to the president's speech, you know. Some of we know say a lot of politics they play into the speech, and government officials they know still know say politics don't do now. Let them left this propaganda, you know. But actually, me no want to take the whole speech as a lie, just like what you know they talk. Let we do some fact checking. But it talk about one more important thing where it talk about this national apprenticeship scheme. You know, because a very good idea, but some of you worry how they go for implementer. Because we don't want to see the government take this burden again with all these great ambition, free. There is no free when it comes in terms of education, you know. So we don't want to see again this government will take this national apprenticeship scheme program here into free, you know. Some of you they talk say the whole of the speech because me all what he talk we don't talk more in previous speeches, you know. So like for me all na be political statement they make. But since that it don't mention another new thing when this national apprenticeship scheme, some of you the advice we not say Papa government, we not say everybody wants you to succeed, but most of the time they can go into program, they rush up things, then they make some plans. But this one where they don't say national apprenticeship scheme, let them make plans, let them register all the technical workshops there, the carpentry, the other things, let them register that they make sure they put everything in place. And let them tax them people have pay so that they will sponsor this program. Let the program not be like say a government-sponsored program. It will be an initiative from the government, but let it be program for the people. And let the people involved pay. And so state is being wrong. Not that the government will go undertake that, cut more money for going to medical, to put her into another side, it not going to make too much sense. And the other thing the way they talk now that speech, they may no one go, like I say, I don't want to go into them because I'm not and they will be done the talk. But this one, we are government. The one thing again, Mr. Kutubu, let the government tax this 5,000 leons. We know say we people are poor, but Sierra Leoneans are poor. Which Sierra Leone go tell us not going to afford 10,000 leons? He said all year, 1 year, 12 months. Let government, let Sierra Leoneans land for pay tax. Let we left this all these donor, this shading this from the Chinese and so on. Let them strengthen the tax system, Sierra Leone pay tax, and let the country be run by with taxpayers, and let the country be run from the money what they pay as taxpayers. Let we left all these donors and all these casual beautiful speeches and face the reality. The people need for pay tax, and government not to go employ everybody and free. Let government left and let us strengthen the system and make system work. Let people responsible pay tax and pay tax. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any more call on the line? If we not get any caller, I think if I know address which in this man talk about tax, pay tax. But so they start from there. So when are the big people there, from the presidency kingdom. Salone are the only place that where I know a president not they pay tax. If they receive some salary, not they pay tax. Only that the only country that way I know. So now therefore for start, when the president begin pay tax, all money will structure because after all, I not say what in America will support this statement what they make. America, who side the economy come out from taxation. Every you go buy petrol now, they pay tax. They don't structure them. When you go for register a business, you don't do all the paperwork. They tell say at the end of the year, now this should they pay. Hey, whether you make a move, you not make a move, you get for pay that money. So now you get for determine whether they bring now, how much they pay them. Now make the government in hand not the part whether they hire. That now your business standing. If you go bring people, they will not go do you properly. Then you they can't run on you. That now your business standing. So the thing is very good because we cycle really today. We don't move away from them grants, donor, this, donor, that. It's really embarrassing that I mean we not be able to make any political decision for ourselves. They get for the dictator. Because all time we hand them, they receive. All time we they receive. With all these things they will get, because we don't get the ability for harness real resources then. But why we forget diamond? Do you want to somebody be talking and this? We not able to process diamond in our country. Why we not able to do an account the other country they do? We get coconut, we get for go buy next chocolate, let chocolate come back inside the country. Who says whether they make? We get juices and that make people like Dr. Roland Touré, people like those. The hope is government begin to pay attention to what Dr. Roland Touré do. Dr. Roland Touré they try for tell government say, most of it here we can do and we say there has to be a will. Yes, there has to be a will and resolve.
Citizens.
Imagine now inside the outskirts of McKinney, na that Monday, na that ide. You know, even at the big time. Look the progress we don't make. Housing, health, tourist business, this and that. Now, even me go you don't make a bridge when they picking them in they use for go school, they're not able to swim, then they swim. All of these things they have to. We can do it, but the problem
that is why I say, Professor, we don't love we safe. We not like we safe. We not like for see the other man thrive. And I don't know also we pull that mentality there because that is not the kind of people we wear. But they don't like people, they don't like themselves. Like for example, you give a patriot like Dr. Touré, okay? Then I see another young guy, Travis Young. He don't left America. He left America. Freetown is small. He don't can go up to America, but he don't go back. Look at the work he's doing at Susan Bay. Look Dotty. Look Bay Dotty. Where people and they leave pan. This man go take on his own, and the government would not recognize these people because they see them as threats. They see them as the one can take their job, and that is the thing about us. We are selfish. We not care about change. We not care. We they say we want change, but we not care. We fighting among ourselves. and we competing among ourselves, and the people in the end, now then they suffer. And look at the poverty. You talk about cacao, you talk about, you remember when we make cacao show, okay?
Yeah.
They make cacao show, then tell they will be small, then they go na kenema and all that stuff, and
Even
then they come and
Daily
pack it,
Mafia,
and
all Daily
people
Mafia.
bring their products. Yes, I mean, come on. What thing happened to we? Who saw we go wrong? And how are we go? We keep saying, then they go come, na misa be fix and then they go come, na misa be fix and all they do. And then let's Omar say, you're talking about taxes. We have to pay taxes. The people then, but it starts from the top. If the top, they're not, they do them. If the top are not doing it, then the people that said, the poor man said, first they will get city council. They go around, then get a little belts na their waist, then go around and put their money, they make the receipt, they give you right there. So you have a receipt that you have paid. So when you make the money, they show almost money, then get that. Then we get machine where they tie the belt. When you go to road transport buses, the conductors and conductors, they get belts na the waist, the coin pockets the machine then give you receipt. So there was accountability in a little kind of way, you know, where people are not going to go about, but we're not paying taxes. When the mayor come for can say one pay taxes, they say, oh no, and this woman we don't plan them. Yes, there's corona, but corona not affects we better, because you know why it will affect you, because bigger, the world locked to we. But if now you they produce for yourself, if now you they waiting and call, yes, we waiting and call the bigger people, and they get for take care of their young people them. So if the wall lock, we don't get nothing inside. We will still depend on outside, and we are not being self-sufficient, and that is the frustration. That is the frustration of a lot of Sierra Leoneans. The people that know how to do it, or when they do them, una not they go to them say, let us use your thing as a model. Let we use una as a role model. Let us use una say, you know what? This person they do it right. Let we go see how we they do them. Let we go able to apply them to other parts of the, but they don't do that. They don't do that. They don't have the, they don't do them. They don't do it. And that is the frustration. How can we have change? How can we grow if everybody wants to take progress? And continuity in a government. When one person who say left, you continue, then you go see progress, it will be sustainable. But everybody want can make your own name, everybody want big beating. Me na the first for do this, me no more make this, na me one grade don't make so. Yes, it is good to have you the first to do stuff. But when you make and say all thing now you first for do, you want pull name, you not go lock upside down that one be don't begin for puts the way they call. We go get problem. Now make us say we not ready it with the first. From the one day where they rule we out to we the people, because we underestimate we self. We not believe in we self. I think you get callers then, Professor. First.
Thank you. Caller, Usa, welcome to social media review. Usa, they call from me. What's your name, please? What are your contribution today, though?
Yeah, Amina Kuruma, they call from Maryland.
Yes, sir.
I want to talk about education because that's my passion, and as a teacher, I want to just talk dispassionately. The whole way we all don't play for make the education, the decadence with this, so how we all get for the whole way we all get for play for level rise and back. Now, the president in speech, of course, when it came 2008, he promised free quality education. I always question the quality, but the free, I say, okay, yes, that's a pass mark, we get the free for that. But we all, as a nation, we all get a role for play for make this education rise from the ashes we on this one. Because when I say educational system, it don't begin for disintegrate from the 70s onto today. It don't become worse these days. Now, the government in role for play, for let we rise up from this ashes where we do so. I believe say themselves they're not serious about waiting and they say the government. Now they don't talk about this free aspect, pay picking and tuition fees, provide some teaching and learning materials. But one thing about the question about the incentive for teachers. Now, you employ a teacher in September. That teacher will go a whole year without salary. How you expect the teacher to live? How you emotionally the teacher is impacted. Then we will come on a African family. When you finish university, the parents are expecting if you can give them back. and you yourself, you cannot stand. So now the aspect that really affects the educational system, you're not able to incentivize the teacher, then you expect that you get a good educational system. Now we know so we get plenty UU teachers in the system, on that unqualified and unqualified teachers. And one way we know say it don't there for a long time. And the only way we're able to revitalize the educational system when you get trained and qualified in the system, then trained and qualified and they be able to reflect the outcome of the good quality we all yearn for. Now the minister some few months back when they talk about the last year NPSC, when he say over 100 schools visit to the NPSC, especially those in the rural areas, they don't get one picking we pass. Now big slap on the face of government and big slap on the face of then the ministry, then the schools authorities themselves. Then I find out say the school self heads, they're not play the role where they're supposed to play for monitor the teaching and learning of the beginning. That's now one aspect we're lacking at the schools. You get some heads of schools, they are just armchair. Sit on our office, the teacher let they go check whether the teacher they teach well or not teach well. You don't know whether the teacher they write good lesson notes or you don't write good lesson notes. You don't know whether the teacher they follow the curriculum. Teacher A, where they all teach the same subject. This will start from the bottom of the syllabus. The other one will start on the top of the syllabus. So there is no proper coordination. At the end of the day, you find out, say, some will go halfway of the syllabus for complete the syllabus, some will go halfway for complete the syllabus. That they affect the educational system. And you mentioned the coaching system. That's now one way. Yeah, school they start from 8 to 3. You get 7 hours of teaching. When picking get 40 or 45 minutes per subject, you know say you go cover. You don't need extra lessons for cover syllabus. Then another aspect of it, they put some squarely in the hands of the tertiary institution. There's the president, we don't say, he go carry relinquish in position as chancellor of the university. But I go through the 2 big universities in Sierra Leone, Jala and Fobe College. You find out, say, that preeminent role when Fobe College began as anthems of West Africa, which lost time, quite a long time ago. We not even compete with Ibadan University or Legon or Ghana, or we compete with Sheikh Anta Diop na Senegal, or even Aseshi, a private university na Ghana, because these universities are far ahead of us. One reason why because we get some monolithic heads now then to the so-called Fobe College and Jala, then they start the growth of potential students. You find out say students them don't do their 4th degree. Whilst Ibadan University they produce 400 PhD students yearly. How many students will they get that when they go graduate school at Fobe College? We go get 1, 2. We go graduate masters. Even up to the time me graduate at Fobe College in the early 90s. Now just 1, 2 masters holders, not to talk about PhDs. So then self contributes to the decadence where education don't become a Sierra Leone. Because picking them from you don't university actually 22, 24, you go straight to graduate school. You go for your master's and PhD. But then sometimes because of personal, I would call it for the hubristic, rather than personal self, that they feel that nobody enough will get the stage and level where they don't get them. So most of them are fortunate to come abroad through scholarship. They can get them PhD, masters. Then when they go now let me tell you specifically for the department we need the French department. When you get about 6 PhD holders, I will tell you say non-graduate school they're not introducing. They're not introducing nothing there. Now look at the state of French teaching at the country. The schools they need more French teachers. Are they there? They are not. So now some of them also we all and the schools them, the old boys and old girls association, some of them they do well at the schools. But then some of them they just left the school only and solely in the hands of the principals and head teachers and whatever for doing things they want for. So then give them a leeway for that disintegrate the school the way the school they know. And I'm glad to be mantle for developing schools. So now then kind thing and then we all don't play. And the parents them as well, let them take education serious. Now the government don't say parents will report teachers where they extort you picking. Report, call and report. This is not one way we improve education. Call and report. You report anonymous.
But the problem with that
check.
reporting, my brother.
The
Let me come in for a second.
The inspectorate division for be formidable and vibrant. Now, Alpha Timbo will also
let me go with that one where they say them for report. The system is not working to report because I know of parents that they're afraid for reports because the teacher will take them back out on the picking them. The picking them afraid because the teacher go make their other picking they not like them. Then a classroom, because I get one complaint recently, na secondary school, then I put onto convent secondary school, so I put onto, because me a vice president for the Texas chapter, and I put onto we group and waiting and call, because we're putting this money into these schools, we get for just like you say, long term, and we get inspectors, school inspectors where they check on what thing that they do. I think they want to bring them back because I see David Senge kind of tweet on that, say they're bringing back school inspectors them where they go check on the curriculum, see what in the beginning they do. But you rightfully again say, if the conditions of service are not good for the teachers, if the teachers are not getting paid, they tell them for pay, guess what they do? Then they tell them picking them, the one they want a prefect, then they write picking their name where they talk in school. You know, so picking them, we all be there at school with a talk. And then you get for buy the teacher in food. If you want the teacher not punish you, you get for buy whatever the teacher is selling. So if you mama give you 10,000, until I just say, you don't pull 2,000, 4,000 for pay the teacher, you don't go able to eat goodie. That's what they do. And this is a fact that I know for sure. Because the Combra will tell me in a person when I'm a blood relative. Okay? It's about in picking the afraid because they not go get her in trouble. You understand? They make the picking them check for their lunch money for buy on what's in then they sell sometimes tombi or whatever crap or the garbage or whatever they sell. The picking not go able for buy your meal and whatever. Sometimes my mother don't get that $10,000 for the day for transport and all they get for pull pan and buy lunch. You know, so all these things. And like I say, we forgive and credit it once starts free. The intentions might have been pure, but they should have done to me a pilot program. A pilot program say, okay, let me see this, how we go work, no rush into it. Because the people are going there, but they're not in the quality education. We get for go back to the quantitative and verbal aptitude, the ABR, BBBY by, the East was when where, on the kid and get that basic fundamentals of learning from the core, from the beginning. And they, if not, they're lost because you see people in colleges, they're not even gets the capacity, you know, for as college students. You know, it's just like you go into high school. They're not even can maintain, they can't hold their own. So the system is really broken, and for the longest time the neglect has been. And me believe again say because when they started taking government taking over the schools, because they take over convent, take over all the missionary school or them mother than school them, then Catholic missionary school. When the government start taking over their school and they begin changing it to government school, then that's when the downfall begin. What do you think about that, Professor? I'll pass on to you.
Well, obviously, just like we call us yourself, talk about the thing. But the whole thing way me will talk, it is, you know, our one call an attitude of, you know, benign neglect, where don't permit every, you know, layer of society, every this complete lackadaisical approach to things. Waiting we get na SALONE, na contemporary SALONE, for be honest with you. Na survival, how me go survive. How me go survive. Now me go start earlier, I talk say things like concept like straightforwardness, things like principle, service, patriotism. Those things na slogan, when you talk about service, you want to go back to people like Pamadi them. Luckily, you see them pardon. Pamadi was a civil servant. Zinuani Papa, now be a civil servant who rose to the rank of permanent secretary, cabinet secretary. Not a day anybody complain about Pamadi say, Pago na corner, he do something out of the blues. Uncle Te Bride Yanda. But for the man, we don't know, or no, never go far. Uncle Salu, we the Okna customs, the deputy custom radical. Now, waka Salu Algali, now waka the man, waka go, waka come back. That man was in a position for making a lot of monies. But no, to him, it was service. We don't clean the pago. That's why when he Muslim hat, he go work. If he said, he waka come back. Uncle Salu was in a position for Gemutuka, any kind of Mutuka, because he was deputy and the customs and the other place. So the thing that we bother can't talk about now, just no. I mean, it shouldn't come as a surprise. If you want to know who's SALONE for, just take a retrospective look at, make comparative analysis. SALONE then and SALONE now, you go see. Original, we don't get the crop of politicians that we don't have. You and I cannot call them politicians. They are nothing but hustlers. People that way they suck off the bloods of fellow citizens there. Now, I mean, you sit down, we see parliamentarians and go to parliament, what you they go being asked for all kind of arrangements that they want. Yeah. How about the poor man will not able to buy a cup of gari and they don't able to buy? They asked for, I mean, it was so funny what the guys said they asked for. So there is nothing like that. That make to me, people like Dr. Roland Touré go continue for being me a role model. Dr. Roland Touré go continue for being a man who I would make reference to. Because what he has done though, in 1960, January 20, 1961, now this country, John Fitzgerald Kennedy asked the citizens of this country, I said, let them not ask what the country go do for them, now what they go do for the country. That call they seem for don't resonate around the world. So people like Dr. Roland Touré, they don't pick them up. Dr. Roland Touré is not asking waiting SALONE go do farm, waiting McKinney go for them. No, it is what in your little contribution that he give back to society. He's giving it. These are the sort of people they will not they look for hustlers then. Somebody will be late, you know, get one job as soon as can, then you see, you don't begin, they get Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, Palace, Elysee Palace, or they don't need those type of people, we don't need them. We really don't. So waiting, that we call it, which we talk, Fadima, this, the genesis of this, the alpha and omega of the argument, things like service to the nation don't be cast aside. Waiting in that expediency, self-aggrandizement, how me go get over very quickly. If you don't believe, hire somebody and tell us you can't go now at Turkey, say let the customs officer. Just give 6 months to 1 year, you will see the castle and palaces in the bill. So these are the unfortunate things. So that everything don't collapse. The very basics of the society they don't disintegrate. Nothing.
So
Then there's a week
yeah,
of go ahead.
go ahead, finish.
Okay, man. About a week or two ago, now I discussed about a case. Somebody then at SALONE sent a case to me. This case only before a judge from 2005 up to the time when me and you they talk. So today the judge don't decide the case today. From 2005, like we already talk. If you get 3 institutions of governance for citizens there, the lawmakers, them all, you know when they carry out the laws and the law interpreters. If all else fails, that can already postulate one area will not for fail the citizen, neither the area of the judicial aspect of life. Because when the judiciary don't fail, when they act as the bastion of constitutional liberties, when the judicial arm of government don't fail in any country, you guys are gonna cease for being a society. Neither like that. How a judge will get a case from 2005 up to now, you don't make decision on that case. Say, what you the way we rope now for? What you know? And there's a simple edit we talk say, a judicial philosophy we talk say, justice delayed, now justice denied. So on and on. So the fundamental question we'll get at, where do we go? Who now we go come now? Yeah? Who now just rolling so we go come now? We go hold candle like before we. Who that go come now? Yeah? We go let people they understand say the well-being of this country. Look at even today, the people when they go cut their I call for their electric supply. You know when they cut them cable them, when they do all that say. I mean, you ask people. I mean, are you actually for real? When you cut the cables and or anything and they will bring electricity in the area, you are not doing the government. What you do, una already in that place that una they be for perpetual darkness. Una not going to put each that free for keeper because I not get electricity. Like not the work. Look at all the inconveniences. So people for their self aggrandizement they go prefer for we everybody in make like everybody suffer because of the aggrandizement. So Fatima, back to you and us see what you go able to add
That is the
to that.
problem. That is the problem. Like for example, that light business day. The people go there, they destroy themselves. But then some people will say, oh, well, na poor, na add up they make. I don't think it's about sabotaging a party, about just people don't have morals. Some people are thief man, period. Some people let forget over people, period. I don't think it's about government because I remember they did it to the same Anes by Kooma in waiting and call in administration. I see whether they cut, then pipe, then they cut, then they sell copper and aluminium or whatever it is that they're making money. And at that time with Anes Kooma, I remember say the price of copper I think was very high. So people they go cut people and pipe them. That is the thing we as people don't have respect for other people's stuff because we don't get respect for we own. If we don't get respect for we self, we're not going to respect. What you have inside is what comes out. What you get inside, you need to come out. Like I said, Professor, give me $5. Now, if you say to God for them and $1, I get like I bend you and I shake you over what they call. Now $1 you go give me because you cannot give me $5 because you don't have it. That's the same behavior and depend. That's your and also I listened to Lamana on AYV Lamana Bad. Let me get one of the guys them from communications unit of the Ministry of Information, and they asked them, but this light where President Bio say free all over lights, then I don't get light here, light here, light here, and that was not true. He said right now as we see it, well they speak, so we know say we get blackout. So I then they say 24 hours light. That's exaggeration. And you know what's in the respond where the guy give? Well, the president don't put all them thing and they, all them poll and they, all them thing and they for life. But the community don't grow. Freetown, more houses don't come. Everybody demand. So now the excuse that they way the guy give from Ministry of Information. They say everybody gets light, but because the houses, then they just a bill host per tap host. Everybody demand electricity, so they get for share the light. That is why the light's not enough. But President Bio don't do boku them for improve the light. We forget 24-hour service to company to the people. So you see, that is not true. That's exaggeration because it is not 24 hours light that they get. Then they get blackouts like they wait. But this guy, excuse was because the building they don't bokuna frito. If the building they don't bokuna frito, where are the laws? Where are the laws of the building codes? Because we don't have no building codes. We don't have no community. Everybody they on top everybody. Everybody in host bill on top everybody in host. And that is the madness. So when Lagos was crowded, they moved the city
Yeah,
to
go to
Abuja.
Abuja.
So why we don't
Abuja,
go? Because if we don't congest na Frito, place not there again or pass the peninsula. And the peninsula now, then Chinese they don't buy all thing. What do they call them? So if place not there, una go other side, una go other city, then we go renew and build new things. We're going to bring decentralized Freetown and declutter Freetown. Freetown will still get headquartered and they will go build some, waiting and call the other side them. Lay we waiting and call them. But it is so, I was talking to a friend and he said this, and I said, you are so right. He said, we make all these promises. We make all the promises. We know we don't have the money, but we make, for example, the hospital, something somewhere, build one good one where people then go able, within a center location, maybe the north, you put center, the south, you put another center, Freetown getting on, the east getting on, then make and then put good clinics there around, but even those, they don't have it. Inside the clinic, then the doctor and the thief the medicine, the nurse and the thief the medicine, because some they say, hey, well, when they not pay, we get for make and so, get for make and so. The integrity and the honesty and the dignity is like don't have it. And Professor, where we been then at the country here, the tender world they can the 70s, the 80s, early 90s, but after they opened that door of their refugee then come. I'm not blaming everything on them. We name get bad name, just like how they say Nigerian then a thief man. So we don't get integrity with a thief, we they do things they were not supposed to do because we want fast cash, we not use for work. We don't want work, we want gentry. You they go in that thing where you know say you're not supposed to do. We go bring trouble camp you, then they go do one. So the dignity, you know, is as a whole now we all they get the bad name. As you say, you come out Sierra Leone, they don't tag you, they don't label you. There's a video that I sent, I don't know if they've been downloaded. There was this guy explaining why we not able for do, if you buy from Amazon, they're not able for deal with you in a free term, for send and go to you in a free term. Because certain people them don't get bad name to the American government or wherever, they don't label them, they don't put them in a blacklist, they don't eye mark them. Say there why because of them people and it makes Sierra Leone people they're not able to sell. Because I don't know if we're not able to play that video, if they get and queue, where they go get some for we, maybe while we go. May una listen to what in this way brother say. And he go out for find out, say, why is it that Sierra Leone people they get potential, they get man them and be young men and women and people that will get skills. When I can go inside Amazon, I can go inside any side. I can do business with somebody who get skill with the exchange currency. But we cannot do that in Sierra Leone because of certain individuals them where we don't mess up. That is why I say integrity. People, it's all about money. Then they get that. And then they destroy the reputation of the country. And so in the end, now we all they suffer. Because first step, mail they go reach there, Usha you see them. But now forget you mail self, the inside the post office and then they go begin with it. So Amazon not go mail to we. This company not go buy from you because they not trust we. So you see, all the after the thing and they will get for work on that day for build with repetition back. Not for always the bigger. Louis self go able forget the manpower, the spending power for able spend low compete with the rest of the world. And that is the I don't know. Well, I'll pass them back to you.
Well, what I want to, I mean, we for the remaining time we'll get into the program they done by seed. So what I just want to rock more palm small thing very quick as we decide for wrap up the program. Now this question of this people get called. I don't want to say the call, but I'll just want to introduce something very quick. Why we get a mayor where was elected by the citizens of Freetown, but they will get a resident minister inside Freetown. I want to let you give me the rationale. Actually, waiting the resident minister they can do, when the mayor not going to do am, when the mayor not going, I mean the government not going to work with the mayor pass to them. You don't think so this not just government you're the enlarge, even though
That is the
I mean I want to look into that
That
and
is
see.
the thing, Professor. We talked about it last week. The big government, more spending, and where you they spend more, what you not get, we they go into that stuff. That's why we money value they go down because we keep spending and lending, what you will not get. If they want the way in America, yeah, they know it's in a credit report. In a credit report, the more accounts they will open, the higher your interest will be, or the more they will reject you. The more when you go to that day and tell you, okay, you have to put your money down, they control you, they tell you. The Chinese now, they just exploit we country, we land, and we leaders are not thinking about China. China in the 80s, now America built China. China had nothing. America go inside it, they begin carry business and begin carry industry there. What did China begin do? China begin make camouflage and counterfeits. They begin do counterfeit of everything. That's what they send to Africa. We go pay them but not get value because you use and they kill you, think the way they destroy we. And we government them, government after government, they not they see. Yes, we not they say we not forget developing partners, but we always get forget what's in best for we people and what's in best for we. And the thing about blacks is like we don't see the future, we only see the now. We only see what I'm gonna get now before me power come on a power. What I'm gonna get. Why we get forget two people there where they gone. This is all dirty politics. The mayor is doing a fantastic job. And let me tell you something, donors are pouring into the mayor because they see and say she's a woman of integrity. And we get a discussion the other day. They're talking about women in politics and women in power, and we man them not able for get sorry the balls, as you say, they're not able to make the fortitude for see a woman in power doing stuff. They want to crush you. They want to think. I think that's the dirty politics they're trying to do, because Nabila Tunis now we fumble now we Fobe Fulatong sister. We know that if you don't the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and you know one of the people that don't call out what was she doing. We don't see what they do. Now you go find another position for them, for put woman against woman, and that's dirty politics to me. And that's what they try. But this mayor here, it gets in a Time magazine. When America puts you in their Time magazine, that's a big deal. Then they watch, the one the way they do, then they watch, then they see. Sometimes they know say we leader and greedy, they can give them small for draw them kind side, let them twist their let we always stay under them. They know that, so they go give them small, throw a small bone to them, then they can they begin eat them, they shape them to themselves, then put African in the community. And what is the use of Nabila Tunis when the mayor is doing the job of Freetown, elected by the Freetown, and the thing was like that forever? Why now one can change them? There's no rush, there's no necessity, but just because the mayor has proven herself, they don't like it. I'm sorry. This is how I see it, and I call it like I see it. The mayor is doing a fantastic job. Whether whose kind party the flag na green, na red, na white, na blue, na rainbow. The mayor, una forget in praise, they do a fine job, and you don't even hear them acknowledging that. They would not acknowledge as long as they know they cannot then come. This is waste of money, big spending. We don't need all these cabinets. We don't need them because we need for pay the teachers. Just like that other caller say, we need for pay the teachers for let them go do a good job. We need for pay the teachers so that the teachers can do a good job. The teachers, they forget. We get people that don't work for the rest of their life, when they don't get retirement, how much money that they get. They increase when they promise them, then they give them how long that they give them 1 or 2 terms for let them ala and clap, then it disappear. Then what? Let we go with results. Let we go people who they do things them. I mean that's why I am, they get a campaign right now, and then they campaign for advocate for women, and I will be on that campaign. Please do not join me in there, because let's give a woman a chance this time. I swear, let's give a woman a chance. Because what in me want somebody say why the mayor come into power, because the mayor has been for the longest time doing work, bringing people into Freetown, and I know say past administration them they don't make it shame, because the things that you don't go get people that say una come SALONE go make so where you can't meet all these red tapes and this bureaucracy and all this rubbish and this bribery and corruption. You will be embarrassed to bring other people. So she decided, if I want to see the change, I have to do the work. And a sacrifice it takes for go down there doing the work and getting that result. So unale we praise this woman where she is doing right. Why we get for go bring something else? That is dirty politics. That's all they're playing. It's dirty politics. I'm sorry. That's what it is. We gotta call it. Sometimes when we see the truth, then we call on like how we see her. Because it is not fair, it is not right. What is the use? We don't need it, and then get what do they need? Districts, whatever this. We don't need them. When them with man them income, when them buy free tongue for them, then settle as they will come, they make a municipality. They say then they on their own, the mayor is your highness, your royal, your highness, your majesty, your whatever they call them. Then Gia in your way they call now in own jurisdiction, Dandy. Why do we want to trample on her thing? She's doing a job. Work together. That's why I say even the families can't work together. You cannot even take care. How are you going to be doing, those kind of things for the rest of the country if you're not able to get along with your party? Look at this thing that's going on between Ayari, the Sylvia Blyden's, the other guy will come. They call for let the leader then go. They cannot even take care of their business. They cannot even take care of their business. What do you think they're going to take care of the country's business? Inside them party, then they defend and say SLPP as well, then get their own inside it. Inside the party, then they defend themselves and play the ticket. I pass on to you back, sir.
Yeah, talking of that, like when the president talk about cohesiveness, one, need peace, need quiet. What you talk about the soccer match which take place now. I think now McKinney, but it's the Lions and whatever. That's again because I mean whatever happened, we will credit this president. He don't resurrect soccer and salon. Because sometimes even if you criticize somebody, there are certain area you get for give credit. Because me and when we dey come up, we remember soccer, what soccer was. We remember then Saturday, most Saturday game day. In fact, we dey start off on East versus West. Now they first the thing they start. Then they go to the major league now, most say Eastern Lions versus Blackpool they play. In such time, as also you go agree with me, politics not be there by soccer because for now with man, we begin with man, we get like Mr. Moore. And in most cases, it not be need linesman, it not be need linesman them. Because he alone can conduct, in a game, he not dey support nobody. When he go there, he do it fairly. And we had star players them. You have people like Christian Cole, Prince Yuko Cole, Momo Mari, Omasa Kamara, Combo, you been get Johnson, but you Mane Peters. I mean, you been get people like Ogoko, all of these guys. But so I don't know if they envision this kind of a soccer will be get with this kind of star quality players and Christian Cole they all. Then come back in the late Kamadu Mbuya they all. Then people they like I say Momo Mari, James Kassa and all that. I don't know if they actually they recall. Because I remember one famous match will take place na Salone. I remember today that is September 4, 1964, Eastern Lions versus Blackpool. Eastern Lions beat Blackpool 4-0. Today I remember, so who can still remember? So, those are the time, that's in it. So I don't know if they envision any, when they return to them days in the sport where now, boy, game politics don't take over. I don't know how you look at this as we try for wrap up. How you look at this?
Okay, I heard I'm muted, so yeah, sorry. But that is that the sports not term where the country came together. Politics not the inside sports. You get people, them everybody want let them team win. We came together, we argued about football, we argued about sports, we share, camaraderie, and no matter they're not looking for APC or SLPP, it was a team and done in team and we don't people then play, laugh, then talk, then challenge, then they use jokes on with football. And it is the same thing. There are some things like this president, we get for give him credit for open back the football thing for let come back because that was a pastime for Sierra Leoneans. That was the sport that were big inside Salone. People they were looking forward to that. And then you go into even their other business. Okay, these are cultural stuff. Then devil business. When people then we call themselves righteous religious people, they think they are the righteous of the world. Say these things are demon, and you start imposing your own religious beliefs on other people. It is a problem. This been the non day for the longest time. They are doing it, they are enjoying it. It was used for entertainment. Yes, you can get people who they fetch pandebul. Yes, you can get people who they fetch pan football, but it was not that much. Most of the people go there to get enjoyment, to relax, to wind down. That was the thing they were looking to. Where we be they go up, then get lantern parade. Where parade they done on
Exactly.
holiday, they went and call them make
Precisely.
lantern. Them
Yeah.
bill, that was the thing that the people enjoyed. So to take away those things from the people, it is unfair. It's not right, and you cannot say because you don't believe in that. But then when you go to the countries, you see me mende fambulem, we all mende fambulem because we all nabu abisi we get ampawi. Then they pull them go boy in a village. Then they dance to them bondo na team in line. Then they pull them so way or whatever. But then the people in the city, you want to take away their culture because somebody else say, or because you say, oh, those are APC. No, you don't do that. Let people them who sign a pastime, who sign a enjoyment time. Let people enjoy. Let them relax. That's where you get your what's in and call from. You know, let people wind down. Let them belong to the group. Everybody belongs to a group. You don't like it, so okay, so be it. Because this Christianity, where they don't bring car nowadays, it kind of infringe on the rights of the other people. Because long term, we've been there with grandpa and a Muslim, but they married Christian with them. Then they go to church, then party them, where then they call them go to church, then say they kind of mosque. So why do we have to what in do we for begin take away the livelihood of the people? No, it is not fair. You know, make a waiting and call force, and it is just not fair. It's not fair. Let's slow down
Well,
force, but it's not fair.
all right. So as we did now wrap up, I want to talk about the good old days so we get good broadcasters in a song. That's the way SLBS, we name SLBS. We they can play your choice Saturday at the turntable. William Robert say, so I wonder if you can review this, people that hold on who want to remember them. You take people like Margaret Koromade, Dave Allen, you take William Roberts, you take people like Billy Jones, and all they guy they major. So I wonder if you get people there in mind where you can see remember in the good old days as we wrap up.
You know, people like he always say we dey go back to old days, but we dey go back to the good things that we remember. We want let salon, like we all say, we want let everybody be able for grow and maximize to the greatest potential. When we had SLBS, we been get term what they get we get anything they will call playmate. I mean they anti do even get playmate, we join playmate and get them group
Exactly.
them what they take. Would they take bus trips? Would they take, we get Pa Wilson band inside there, we get Milo
Oh yes.
girls, we get them we get them band them where they play, picking them, they become picking. Now picking not able to be picking. Picking not to picking no more. Picking they have robbed them of their childhood. They have robbed
Oh yeah.
them of their development. We're picking them now. They force for be, you know, big woman before them 10, then they tamper with them, they get for go sleep with man them for money. In those days, if woman they sleep with man, then picking the woman they keep sugar daddy, it was just for fun. It was not for then do them for their own whatever, then do them for fun or whatever. Say then keep this big man, then keep that big man or whatever. But now they're doing it because it's survival. And that is the sad and sorry part where people like you say, but because these people don't know, they don't get nothing for wave to SLBS. We get Salako Maxwell, we get them program them, whether they eat news and they eat a minute back
Eric
real.
Jones, them many people
Yes,
there,
yes. You get Mende,
Reverend
you get the Mende
Isaac, them are
session,
they
you
all.
get immunization, you get Yalonka, you get Koanko, you get Gizi, you get all the tribes of Sierra Leone were included in certain them. But where did we go wrong? Usai we go wrong where it's like a how they call it dog eats dog world. It's like
Yeah,
a
doggy dog,
world
yeah,
where
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it is a world that is not. I don't know. We don't care. We don't have love. We don't have empathy. We don't care. Where are those days when neighbor they look for neighbor? Where are those days where we go to the run? Saturday come, everybody they
Mm-hmm.
cleaning compound to the bola what
Yeah.
they doing at the gutter, the edge there, that green, una they cover them candle, una yard them clean. Where then days and day where even conversation in the neighborhood, the picking them for just hang and have conversation and talk and where are those times? And if we want for grow, we get for there together. And if we don't love ourselves, we can't love everybody else, then we can be together. Because if brother and brother in one room, when are they all sleeping in one shock one bobby, sister and sister not able, then what are we gonna do? You know, it is frustrating. I would not say this president have bad intention. His might be pure, but the way they go and the people around him, you know, that are supposed to, that are getting paid to do the work, to guide him, because he's not an expert in everything. But the ones that call themselves experts, that's why sometimes I don't believe in experts. Because experts, they don't, you know, sometimes get the person that will do the job. Don't get it because of,
Yep.
oh, you get this and this and this. Not that they're putting it down. It's good to have an education because it provides security.
Yep.
They tell the world they have moonlight picnic. We take ferries back and forth. Two ferry that they cross themselves. One they go, one they can attack green. We get ferry there where they rent people and they go there, Sabano 75, Muye Power, all them bandits. We they go. The prisons, then they make furniture. The prisoners, they get furniture, then they make and they sell them for take care of them. You know, I mean, where are those days? Why those days we'll forget unity? Because those things bring us, it brings us together, but we're not doing all that stuff. They're taking away people their livelihood, and how you're not gonna have no interest in not everybody want to go club and chill, but sometimes when people gather, even if you're not joining them, you watch and see it's entertaining, you laugh, and laughter is medicine. You know, so I mean, it is a mess. It is really a mess. It is really a mess.
What?
And we get for work harder. We get for bring ourselves together. And the president and one of his golden and he talk of bringing the country together. He talk of bringing people together. I hope he reconsider then kind thing then they where they be don't lock because of whatever people they don't say now they witchcraft all these backwardness and superstitious things that these men of God are putting themselves into, you know, and men and women of God. Oh, now this not the reason. No, the reason is not witchcraft. The reason is that people are not doing what they're supposed to do. The reason is we're not working the kind way, we don't get the discipline for work. President will say, oh, I go come begin. He go to office one day, not go again. We don't talk, we don't talk. He make one speech now, he say, oh, people while I go going after people like baby, me not go able that day. Then why did you become president? You have to. Sometimes if the people that you delegate authority to are not doing the job, you have
Oh
to
yeah.
be supervising. That's what they call supervisory
True.
position. You know?
Right. Okay.
And it's a mess, man. But I have
Uh,
to go quick to the St. Joseph
well,
convent, like me people them,
I want to
you
give
know
closing
that we
remarks.
got a talk on 7 hours a day school. We try for give 7 hours a day school. We're building a 4 building on a donate. Please on a donate to convent. You know, on a look at their group them we don't share. And VOS I think don't put on there on a go there please on a donate to what because let we give 155 years Esto Fidelis, be thou faithful. This is not the scarf where we make for 155, 155 years. Esto Fidelis, be thou faithful. We're celebrating, and one of the things that what they do, we want grammar school don't lead the way. We want bring we picking them, you know, to better education and better thing. So me they left now, but I can say, you know, I love now all, you know, God is love. I believe in love. I believe in giving positive energy out. You know, even when negative are come, we block the negative and we bring positive and we grow together. VOS, this is the platform for try for making as much as everybody get view, everybody get opinion, but everybody respect everybody. So I love you all, my people them. I love you all, and God is love. Like I can always say, if you see how they shine, not jealous me or go work on yourself. Tomorrow the sun go shine over you, the cloud day over me. So till next week, God bless we all, God be with we all. We hope from back again. Share, keep talking, spreading the news. This is a platform. You see, the minister and now say they afraid for country. We have been get Radio Yoki for come. They don't give you all in what then it turn we down. But it's all good. We can still talk without them. They're listening. We know that for 110% that they're hearing us, they're listening. So if we're not able to reach them, we're not talking at VOS, if they go inside and yes, you know, some go get conscience, God go put conscience now they hate them. So till next week, you know. It say in every rain find a rainbow, And in every darkness, find a star. Find a star. And I mean, what I left now. Till next week, I salute you all. I love you all. God is love. Fedima. I get for go forget that money for them picking them. Bye, everybody. Love you.
Right.
Goodbye.
Thanks so much for taking your time for there. And so I can
Yeah.
wrap up now. I wrap up with some few things that we are left to, release that thing. One, this concept of patriotism, nationalism, we put the country first. Waiting is actually embrace. When they go back to Dr. Roland Ture today, I particularly decide for make Dr. Roland Ture the point of reference now. Here is a man we don't study at terminal level. If for go try run go say let me say one be president at SALONE or run be minister and go be ambassador, he didn't do it. What he do, and they remind the back of waiting one of American iconic leaders and we talk January 20, 1961, where says no ask waiting the country will do for you. Now waiting will do for the country. And this is exactly the call this way don't resonate with Dr. Roland today. And what he even do? Even go to the big metropolitan town, he goes sit down there, not today. He go to the outskirts of McKinney, that they go sit down. Now, what he do for that? He try for the youth they say, look, when our lifestyle better than this, waiting the politician they ask for do. All day long, una they demonstrate, una they involve in violence, una they do this. And these politicians, they won that they fed for, they are not worth fighting for. Because I can tell you what, the family they not there, now una they, the family they not there, now una they. The family they didn't oversee, una they England, una they America, una they France, una they enjoy. Una we do clean for even get, and then one plate get safe. Or for Bible, una no get up. But as soon as they say this no more. So Dr. Roland, they try for change the narrative. They say no. You guys should lives better than that. What did they do so? Not to all able go grammar school. But that not me say because all not able go a grammar school, not get a grammar school education, mean we shall not get look like that say they make blocks, they make this, they make that, they teach they have for BOs, they do this, whether they do agriculture and all this. In other words, it train them. They say the mind that is terrible thing for waste, and the mind that the idle brain that the devil workshop. It try for tell them young people they say, look, you not can do better than this. Una can do better than this. So I want left with Tuna with the fact say, let we embrace somebody like Dr. Roland today. Let we look at as one of them Salionians the way they young when they talk about Salone, in order to slogan, in order to propaganda, it really mean them. Now for give gravitas to that argument, even they try for go around the country. If they try come on a northern province, if they carry this go na the eastern province, you can go na the southern province, you can. So in other words, in order to say in when they talk about Salone, in a Salone, in no tribe, in no region, in no this. Perhaps if we get people there now, if we say don't begin to train ourselves this way, I say, you know what, not put Salone before. Yes, this politics here, we go into the politics. After the elections, we now get for move aside from that, we put that aside. Then we begin now look for how they get the country. How will they do it? We they look for people that will get the expertise, we get the knowledge, we get the capacity. Because at the end of the day, when the country prosper, now the whole country they prosper. When the country may fail, now all they go down. People they only get for remember when a leader failure personally, now also that an indictment on a body nation as a whole they get indicted as a whole. Now remember this. We may not necessarily like the leader, no, not the issue now. If we able give, we able profile, genuine opinion what we say go able help. Musa will see say the leaders they wrong, we able muster the courage of conviction and fortitude for let it tell it go help. So now this are actually one left to that today, say patriotism, nationalism, not to pass it to come. Let we take Dr. Roland Ture as really as somebody we personify and then we emblematic about that thing. So until next week, by God power, we will come again, with other issues them. I want to all thank you, Una, with fans there, Una listeners there. You guys, I'm also you guys have been very good. You've been very good, listeners there. Una appreciate enough. If you don't open the line for Lona, ask questions there, Lona, way in, but even that's you're glad. Because one thing about NTR, don't like them participate. That they call participate in democracy. They call you can even you listen carefully to what they deliver. That also they participate in that. And again, I must credit Una for the way we conduct ourselves. As we see, viewers don't actually grown now. We don't actually they rancor and recriminations so they get there, hala, they rigid dogmatism in order to they for quite a long time now. We know they see that. People they come with their son, they coach them on. They actually see it. I mean, they want to do something. We go and make the country go before they want to let their voices. These are the things that what they look for. They make say now we all get here. These are the things that we look for. We look for una understanding, una patience, una participation, and we also one day una know say we say open to una suggestions them. One we bother them, a few of them you not tell say well because of some challenges so they get we allow they announce the phone numbers and the platforms and every time they announce the numbers them, so they say go be part of it. So on behalf of the entire team, we come today and especially if Fadima get calls for left, which they do for like I did the show in commitment, in love, in dedication, and in service. Then the services where each of they give, by informing we, by enlightening we, then and then one time we're thinking by God power next week Sunday again day. Until then, today na kutubu na sit down at the hot chair and with by God power, by the time when the bond done, we legal correspondent Mr. Shilon by God power, we will observe them for the past 2 weeks now, because I guess so urgent family matters the way they attend to. So now make but he's without in spirit. If they follow to they go on next day. So until next week, you guys should have got a very lovely and blessed day.
They sleep and